The campaign to get women enrolled into the munitions industries had been highly successful. Many came from domestic service, but probably more were middle-class girls with no previous experience of working.
Now, I'd never been in a factory before, and a friend and I thought to ourselves, well, let's do something.
Every volunteer had to pass a medical examination. The National Health Service was still a long way off, but here was a real stimulus to basic health provision. And with such dangerous work, the girls needed it.
We filled them with TNT, CE, composition explosive, and detonators, and we were paid a little bit more for that. Our ordinary wage was 25 shillings.
With such vital work, their welfare was doubly important. Compared to the dreadful conditions of women coal miners a few years before, they received excellent attention. Employers were beginning to see the connection between welfare and productivity. Improvements like proper washroom facilities and good canteens were to have a lasting effect on factory conditions. Well-organized day nurseries were another important innovation, giving working mothers the confidence to leave their children under proper supervision. Child welfare was also vital to the nation, losing thousands of its men every week in the trenches. As well as dangerous work, the women took on highly skilled work. It had always been argued they would be incapable. Yet, despite fierce opposition from male trade unionists, they proved their capability in all kinds of jobs. To organize this procession in July 1915, Mrs. Pankhurst had received £2,000 from her old enemy Lloyd George, who was anxious to recruit women into his munitions factories. Not even the pouring rain could dampen the enthusiasm of the thousands of women determined to be useful. The huge banner proclaimed their purpose: "We demand the right to serve. Procession to the Munitions Ministry." One group of women who'd successfully mobilized themselves was the Scottish Women's Hospitals, founded by Dr. Elsie Ingalls. This film shows one of her units in France. But when she'd offered her services to the War Office in March 1915, she was told, "My good lady, go home and sit still." But with an independence and determination that characterized the new women, and with backing from the National Union of Women's Suffrage Societies, she just went, and her services were invaluable. Elsie Ingalls once said, "The ordinary male disbelief in our capacity cannot be argued away, it can only be worked away."